It hit me recently, a thought that wouldn't let go. And it's the core of what we're talking about today. They're not just hoping you get distracted. They're actively programming your distraction. And it's all about getting into your wallet. For the longest time, I, like many, viewed money, dollars, euros, whatever your local currency, as the ultimate measure of economic power. But I started observing patterns, both in my own life and in the broader economy, that didn't quite fit that old model. I'd find myself scrolling endlessly, clicking on things I didn't intend to, losing hours. And afterwards, not only did I feel but I also noticed I was more susceptible to ads, more likely to make an impulse buy, or even feel a strange anxiety about my finances. If I saw a headline designed to provoke, it wasn't a sudden lightning bolt, but a slow-dawning realization. What if our attention itself has become the primary, most fought-over currency? Not just like a currency, but the actual raw material that entire multi-billion-dollar industries are built upon. And this isn't just about social media or entertainment. It's about how those platforms are engineered to capture, fragment, and then sell our focus to the highest bidder. Advertisers whose sole purpose is to influence our spending. Think about it. Platforms are meticulously designed. Every notification, every color choice, every algorithmically curated feed is a sophisticated tool to hook you and keep you engaged. This is the attention economy in action. The longer they have your eyes, the more ads they can show you, the more data they can collect on your preferences, making those ads even more targeted and effective. This led me to consider a concept I call attentional inflation. In traditional economics, if a government prints too much money, the value of each dollar decreases. You need more dollars to buy the same goods. The same thing is happening to our attention. We're bombarded with an unprecedented volume of information, stimuli, and demands for our focus. The sheer quantity of it devalues each individual moment of our attention. It becomes harder to concentrate deeply, to sustain focus, because our brains are being trained for constant switching. So, your personal attentional currency is being devalued, making your ability to invest it wisely in productive tasks or learning much weaker. How does this play out in real life? Consider your daily habits. You might sit down to work on an important project, something that could genuinely improve your financial situation or skills. But then a notification pops up. Then another. You decide to just quickly check something, and an hour later, you're down a rabbit hole of unrelated content. That's not an accident. It's by design. That lost hour is an hour you didn't invest in something that creates lasting value. That's your attentional currency being spent, or rather, siphoned off. A practical application here is to become fiercely protective of your focus. This isn't about becoming a hermit, but about making conscious choices. For instance, try dedicating specific blocks of time for deep work, where all notifications are off and you're solely focused on one task. It's amazing how much more you can accomplish. Or, before opening an app, ask yourself, what is my specific goal for using this right now? If you don't have one, you're more likely to have the app's goal to keep you there imposed on you. This small shift from reactive to proactive use of technology can reclaim significant chunks of your valuable attention. Now, let's connect this directly to your finances. When your attention is constantly fragmented, your cognitive resources are depleted. This state of decision fatigue, where your brain is tired from making countless small, often trivial, choices about where to direct its focus, makes you incredibly vulnerable to impulsive spending. You see an ad for something you don't really need, but your mental defenses are down, and you click buy. That's your devalued attention leading directly to a financial leak. It also affects bigger financial decisions. Think about the phenomenon of FOMO, fear of missing out, especially in investing. Constantly seeing hype about a particular stock or crypto, fueled by social media and news designed to grab your attention, can lead to rash decisions without proper research. Conversely, panic selling during market downturns is often a reaction to sensationalized headlines that prey on a scattered, anxious mind. If you can't maintain a calm, focused perspective, you're more likely to be swayed by external noise designed to provoke an emotional and often financially detrimental response. One of the most unsettling realizations for me was that on these free platforms, we are not the customers. Our attention is the product. Our future stream of focus, our eyeballs, our clicks. That's what's being bundled and sold. So, when a platform is free, it often means you're paying with something far more valuable than money, your time and your cognitive sovereignty. This leads to what I'd call attentional illiteracy. In the past, being illiterate meant you couldn't read or write. In the modern age, a new form of illiteracy is emerging. The inability to consciously filter information, to direct one's own focus, and to resist the constant algorithmic nudges. If you haven't developed the skill to manage your own attention, you become a puppet of those who have mastered the art of capturing it. And their agenda is rarely your long-term financial well-being. So, what's the path forward? It starts with recognizing attention as the precious, finite resource. It's about actively cultivating attention, the ability to be aware of where your attention is at any given moment and to consciously redirect it. This is like a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. Mindfulness exercises, even simple ones like focusing on your breath for a few minutes, can help build this capacity. Consider applying attentional minimalism. Just as financial minimalists cut unnecessary expenses, attentional minimalists cut unnecessary sources of distraction. Curate your digital environment ruthlessly. Unsubscribe from newsletters you don't read. Turn off notifications from non-essential apps. Be very selective about who and what you follow. Each act of reduction frees up more of your core currency. This isn't about deprivation, it's about strategic allocation. By saying no to 1,000 trivial demands on your attention, you create space to say yes to the few things that truly matter for your growth, learning, and financial stability. The time you spend mindlessly scrolling could be time spent learning a new skill that increases your earning potential, or planning your finances, or even just resting and recharging your cognitive batteries so you can make better decisions later. The true cost of distraction isn't just the wasted minutes. It's the opportunity cost of what you could have been doing with that focused attention. It's the you that you're not becoming because your primary resource is being constantly siphoned away. Ultimately, the assertion that they program your distraction to access your wallet isn't hyperbole. It's a fundamental operating principle of a significant part of our modern economy. By understanding this, by valuing our attention as the critical asset it is, and by taking deliberate steps to protect and direct it, we can not only improve our productivity and learning, but also build a crucial defense against financial manipulation and cultivate a more deliberate and ultimately more prosperous life. Where your attention goes, your energy, and indeed your money, will follow. Take control of the first, and you gain significant leverage over the others. So, how do we actually get a grip on this in our day? It's about small, consistent shifts, things you might not even realize are powerful. Think about your mornings. Instead of grabbing your phone first thing, try giving yourself just 10 minutes of quiet, maybe with a coffee, no screens. This simple act sets a tone of intentionality for the rest of your day. A small win for your focus before the world tries to snatch it. When you sit down to work, try the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of focused work, then a 5-minute break. It trains your brain to concentrate in manageable bursts. Batch similar tasks. Instead of checking emails every 5 minutes, designate 2 or 3 specific times a day for it. This frees up incredible mental bandwidth. Even your commute can be a battleground. Choose a podcast or audiobook that enriches you, rather than mindlessly It's an active investment of attention. The notification settings on your phone are your first line of defense. Be ruthless. Ask, does this app really need to interrupt me? Most don't. A clutter-free physical workspace often translates to a clutter-free mental space. It sounds trivial, but it reduces subconscious demands on your attention. With social media, set intentional time limits. Many apps have built-in features for this, and regularly curate who you follow. Unfollow accounts that drain you or trigger impulse. The benefits? You'll find yourself with more mental clarity. Decision-making, especially financial, becomes less reactive and more considered. Stress levels often decrease. You'll reclaim time you didn't know you had. Time for hobbies, learning, or just being present with loved ones. You start to feel more in control. These aren't grand gestures, but consistent, small choices that compound over time, strengthening your attentional muscle and, by extension, your financial well-being. It's about making your attention work for you, not for the highest bidder. That's the real power. Thanks for sticking with me through this. I hope it's given you something valuable to think about. Before you go, do take a moment to check out the description below. There might be something there that could help you further.